Morning, my name is Bella Lapwood. I'm the village agent for Mendip West. Today we are covering Meet the Mendip Agents. I apologise for the slight delay in start. I had some technical issues this morning. So as a village agent, we have a very diverse client base. Our aim is to provide practical solutions to help people stay at home in their own homes for as long as possible. This doesn't just mean helping the elderly to find care at home. It also includes helping younger people feel part of their community, helping all ages to access community resources, and helping the community itself to stay resilient. So they're able to support one another. As an agent in general, a good knowledge of the local area and good contacts in individual villages is a key to our role. This helps us link the right people together. Thank you. I'm glad I'm coming through loud and clear now after my technical issues. An example of some of this involvement from myself is I helped an extra care housing scheme in Mendip West. Our aim was to connect the residents together so that they could support one another when circumstances changed for them in the future. We put together an afternoon tea with the residents with donations from the local community so they could all get to know one another and how they could possibly support one another when their circumstances changed in the future. This shows that they can then work as part of a community within their small group and help one another to do things like take the washing to the communal area. If somebody else needs a window opening or something like that, who's unable to get out, they could do that, which is what they were currently using the care providers who were on site for. I cover Mendip West, which is the Street Glastonbury Wells area with surrounding villages up to the Sedgemoor border and the North Somerset border. My counterpart is Nick Edwards in Mendip East. Nick has sent me over a little bit of information about herself. So Nick has lived just outside of Colford all her life and came to CCS from Somerset County Council's Children and Young People's Directorate, where she worked as a portage home tutor visiting families of children with additional needs in their homes to support the child's holistic development. A few of the villages covered by Nick are Colford, Holcombe, Mells, Lyon, Mendip, Buckland, Dinham and Stratton-on-the-Foss, but she works over the whole of Mendip East. New to CCS, Nick is enjoying building links with community groups, parish councils, church groups, PCSOs, GP surgeries, and working with her colleagues to help support Mendip residents in whatever way she can. So Nick started with us at the end of March this year, and I think is quite enjoying the role, and she seems to be doing very well. Nick's hobbies include cycling, Tai Chi, candle making, and walking her Labrador. Then we have our carers agents who support anyone who looks after family or friends in an unpaid role. There are about 60,000 people in Somerset who provide unpaid care and support for a friend or relative. This often has a great impact on their own lives. A carers agent can help to support the carers in ways to improve or maintain their quality of life, while at the same time putting support in place for the cared for, advising how to increase income with entitled benefits and reduce outgoings with entitled allowances. This together can provide a surplus of finances to be used appropriately and sensibly to provide respite for the carer for anything from an hour to do some shopping or have a coffee with friends to residential accommodation to give the carer a well-earned break and recharge their batteries. The carers agents can signpost to local groups and charities to provide additional support. Their role also entails encouraging a carer not to neglect their own health and well-being and reminding them that they have a right to their own life too. The carers agent not only supports the carer, but also the cared for, and also the family members and friends and neighbours that may be involved with their care. The emotional support a carers agent can offer is often said by carers to be the most valued aspect of their role. Someone to talk to is focused on them and has the experience and understanding that comes from meeting with a lot of carers is found to be very helpful. Carers often have contact with a lot of professionals due to the health needs of the person they care for, but the carers agent is the only one whose priority is the carer themselves. This often takes the carer by surprise, and many carers have dissolved into tears when this is explained to them. One of our carers agents is Jackie Hayes, who covers Mendip West, the same area as me, so that's the street Glastonbury, Wells and surrounding villages. There are a number of carer support groups that run around the area. In usual times, one of these is Street and Glastonbury, which runs on the second Monday of the month in Street. These meet informally, usually for a coffee and a chat, and sometimes there's a speaker present. At these groups, carers could share information and tips as well as feelings sometimes. The understanding from another carer who really knows how it is for you is very powerful and reduces the isolation many carers feel. These groups are generally tailored to what the carers want, so if they would like a speaker, then that is generally booked in. Good morning, Carolyn. Good advice and support to carers at the right time can make their caring role more sustainable, which is in everybody's interest. Jackie says that she's proud to be a carer's agent, as the right support and information at the right time can make such a difference to the carer and the person they care for. If you're caring for someone unpaid, or know someone who is, you can refer yourself or refer the carer you know with their consent to our Somerset Carer Service, or by calling the 0800 316 8600 number, which I'm sure will be popped in the comments box in a minute. The other carers agent we have is John. He covers Mendip East, so he covers the same area as Nick. That's Dalting to Froome, Beckington to Road, Evercreech, Ditchett, right up to the borders with Wiltshire and Baines. He works 15 hours a week, so he's only part-time. John also supports the carers group in Froome, where carers come for a coffee and a chat and some advice when needed. They can chat to others in similar situations and share ways to lighten the load of being a carer. John has sent me an example of a client that he had been working with, which I will just read out for you. The client cares for his partner who's on oxygen and needs to get up many times during the night. The client is in sleep deprivation and the client does all the shopping as partner is housebound. So as you can imagine, that's very difficult. John checked their financial stability, checked they are getting attendance allowance and what they are spending it on, checked if they had a spare bedroom, checked if they had a computer and happy to work online, provided local list of micro providers for overnight care and day sitting service, suggested online shopping so that the client's wife could be more involved with weekly food shopping and ideas. So the outcomes from his input were that the client's partner is more positive and they're now interacting with shopping. Client is employing a micro provider to stay every third night to enable them to sleep. Client is employing a micro provider to do some day sitting and cleaning and give them some time to themselves. And client has managed to keep their partner living at home and not have to go into a care home. So that is all very positive. You know, that person has managed to keep their loved one living with them at home, but with the additional support of somebody else from the community. This enables them to have a little bit better quality of life and they don't find themselves being overstretched. We then have two community agents. The community agent's role is to work with adult social care to find community solutions to support and aid social care with local knowledge and practical solutions. They take their referrals from adult social care, attend peer forums, which are local team meetings with adult social care representatives to discuss potential solutions for clients. This can be things such as finding funding or grants for essential items at home, supporting people with accessing groups and activities in their local community, or accessing services in the community, or finding services that can visit them if they are unable to get out. They also help with finding micro providers for support at home and to signpost to agencies who may be able to further support them. Elaine is our community agent who covers West Mendip. So so the same area as myself and Jackie. She works 30 hours a week. Elaine has spent most of her life living in Mendip and has some very good knowledge and relationships with the local people in Mendip, which is extremely useful to her role. In usual times, she visits people in their homes after they've agreed to a referral and works out ways to support them with any issues they may have. Quite often, she finds that the issue they've been referred to her for then leads or exposes other issues, which she tries to find solutions, options, and suggestions that will help them and improve their lives. She offers support for as long as the client needs it, and most of her clients tend to be those with more complex and long-term issues. An example of that is a client that Elaine has with learning difficulties who lives independently in a house that was left to them. This client has trouble working out their boiler and heating system, maintaining property and any paperwork associated with living their day-to-day life. They also find it very difficult to communicate and interact with new people. Therefore, a rapport is established with the client before a solution can be worked on. This client now has a good relationship with the agent and is currently working on improving the property and gardens with the help of the agent, who has sourced grants to help pay for the initial home improvements and clearance of the garden and surrounding area. This will then hopefully be maintained with the help of a micro provider. So this helps to improve their state of living, and this was also something that had come through from adult social care. They were named to the adult social care team. So Elaine is trying to help this person improve the way that they live and how they interact with the local community and other people. We also have a community agent in Mendip East who covers the same areas as Nick and John. That's Kizzy. She works 35 hours a week. She is new to the team and joined at the same time as Nick. So that was the end of March. And she is currently working on a rehome a phone project. The idea there is that people donate their old good condition smartphones so that they can be refurbished and donated to people who have been unable to see their loved ones due to shielding. They can use the phone to video call and keep in contact to help reduce loneliness and isolation. So she is also putting together some training on how people use the video calls, whether that's WhatsApp or if it's an iPhone, if it's FaceTime, things like that. So she's putting together some options for that as well. And then last but not least is our team lead, Carol. So Carol is the team lead for Mendip West. She sent me over a short bit about her job role. She's been with CCS as the team lead in Mendip for just about a year. Really enjoyed learning about the area and working with a fantastic organisation. It still amazes her that the work our agents do with such dedication and commitment. The whole of the Mendip area is a real community feel to it, which has really come to the forefront with the current pandemic and so many local volunteer groups helping so many people. The role of team lead is to support the agents who endeavour to enable their clients to be healthy and well, be able to manage their affairs, to stay independent and stay safe, to be part of the strong and thriving community, as well as communicating with partner agencies and local authorities. So Carol is a great help. You know, any issues that any of us have, we go to Carol. And also, you know, if we're not in and somebody's in desperate need, they can also contact Carol. Let me just double check on the comments and make sure that I'm not missing anything. That is about it for our Mendip team. We're quite a small team. Oh, and now we've got the cat that's come to join us. So yeah, we're quite a small team in Mendip, but we work really well together and have a very good relationship with one another. We're all there to support each other. So generally, if one of us doesn't know quite what to do or where to go, then somebody else in the team will. And we're happy to share that knowledge with one another. And we hope that that actually makes a brilliant team and helps to support our clients. So I don't think there's anybody else wanting to say anything. So I'm off. Have a lovely day. And if you want to get in contact with any of us in Mendip, you can find your agent at www.somersetagents.org, and we'll all be on there. Lovely. Thank you.